Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Alice who had a very curious dream. That afternoon, Alice was sitting by her sister while her sister read a book. Alice has peeped into the book once or twice, but it had no pictures or conversations. And really, she was getting very tired of having nothing to do. So she fell asleep, and this is what she dreamed. All at once, a white rabbit came running by. Just as it passed Alice, it stopped and took its watch from its pocket.
"Oh, my ears and whiskers! The queen will be angry,"
it said and hurried off. Alice wanted to see what would happen to it, so she ran and ran, till she found herself tumbling down through a rabbit hole after it. After Alice had run a long way underground, suddenly she entered a great hall with many doors, all locked. Then Alice noticed a little table. On the table was a golden key. She tried several of the doors, but the only one which the key would unlock was the tiny door behind the table. Opening the little door, she peeped out. There, she saw a beautiful garden, which she longed to enter. Unfortunately for her, the door was far too small. Then, she happened to notice a small bottle standing on the table. It was labeled, "Drink me." She opened it and tasted it. Suddenly, she found herself shrinking. "Now, I'm the right size," she thought. But she had shut the door, and now the key was on the top of the table, where she could not reach it. Alice was so sad that she sat down and began to cry. She wept so hard that before long she found herself floating in a pool of tears, along with many other curious creatures. After she had got out of the pool, Alice wandered off, wondering what in the world to do to make herself grow up to her right size again. Of course, she knew that she had to eat or drink something, but she could not guess what thing. She soon came to a great mushroom, where a large blue caterpillar sat. The caterpillar asked her if she liked the size she was just then. Alice said she would like to be a little larger. The caterpillar told her one side of the mushroom would make her grow taller and the other would make her grow shorter. So Alice broke off a bit from each side. First, she nibbled the right-hand bit of mushroom. The next moment, she felt her chin strike her feet. Hastily, she swallowed some from the left-hand bit. Now, when she looked down, all she could see was an immense length of neck. And suddenly, a large pigeon flew at her furiously. "Serpent!" screamed the pigeon. "I'm not a serpent," said Alice indignantly. "I'm a little girl." After that, she set to work, nibbling first from one piece and then from the other until she succeeded in controlling her height. "Now I've got back to my right size," Alice thought. "The next thing is to get into that beautiful garden." She was all alone, so she was very glad indeed when she saw the Cheshire Cat perched up in the tree. "I didn't know cats could grin," she remarked. "All of them can," the cat told her, "and most of them do." Then Alice asked the cat which way she ought to go. "Near here," the cat replied. "Live a hatter and a marsh hare. Visit either you like. They are both mad." Alice hesitated. "But I don't want to visit mad people," she said. "We are all mad here," the cat informed her. Alice found the marsh hare and the Hatter at a long table having tea, with the Dormouse sitting between them, fast asleep.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
The Hatter remarked suddenly.
I believe I can guess that,
said Alice. The March Hare asked,
Do you mean that you think you know the answer?
Alice nodded.
Then say what you mean,
the hare went on. Alice replied,
I do. At least I mean what I say. It's the same thing. No, it isn't,
the Dormouse put in.
You might just as well say that I breathe when I sleep is the same as I sleep when I breathe. Is it the same thing with you?
The Hatter said. Alice noticed a door in a nearby tree. She went in and found herself in the long hall once more. Now, Alice was able to enter the beautiful garden at last. Suddenly, the Cheshire Cat appearing again, saying to her,
Hello! How are you getting on?
All at once, shouts rang out. It was the Queen of Hearts with her court.
Off with her head?
The Queen bellowed.
Pooh!
Alice retorted.
Who cares for you? You are nothing but a pack of cards.
At this, the whole pack flew up into the air. Alice tried to brush them away and found that they were only wind-blown leaves brushing her face. She was awake once more, and her sister was smiling at her.
Oh, I had such a curious dream,
she said. Wouldn't you like to have a wonderful dream too, just like Alice?